Hashi Squelalo, welcome. Thank you everybody for joining in. New Life Learners, making all things new, non-profit. Lineage First Foundation, coming to you from Chicago and hopefully a city near you. Thank you for joining Freedmen Sreet.
What's going on, family? I don't think our people take delineation or lineage seriously. This has been a problem in the crux of our community for so long. You have a lot of people that want to be integrated, want to accept and go along with what other people telling us what our community needs and what our children needs inside our community. You have people saying that if we don't have a globalist agenda or being able to compete go globally, our children won't make it. That's an insane thought, saying that you cannot build in your own community and create products, ingenuity, inventions that the world will come to you to get. That is the whole problem that's going on with our people in our community. We have a lot of things that will tell you, that will point to this is the reason and the problem. I will just show you. Look at a couple of these clips.
This was a shocking moment caught on camera. Video obtained by our NBC affiliate KARE 11 shows David Maturi trimming a tree outside his Minneapolis home Wednesday when, according to court documents, a bullet was fired from his neighbor's upstairs window.
The bullet went down through my neck and then all the way back to my spine.
Adding, the last 11 months since he and his wife moved in, they've been living a nightmare next door to John Shawshack. Court documents show the victim called police 19 times prior to the shooting for incidents including harassment, hate speech, and verbal threats. Shawshack has been charged with attempted murder, but he is not in jail. Police allowing him to stay in his home because they say he's a threat to himself and others.
The likelihood of an armed, violent confrontation where we may have to use deadly force with the suspect in this case is high. We are not going to bust the door down, guns blazing, and get into a deadly force situation.
I personally know this judge who President Biden pardoned. I personally know him. I was the chief of police in his jurisdiction. I arraigned prisoners in front of him. He has sentenced people that I arrested. I personally know this guy for years. And let me tell you what a bad guy he is, okay? Wait here. Watch this documentary. Kids for Cash. Kids for Cash. What does kids for cash mean? Well, this judge right here would put kids in the jail for money. Yes, there was a private juvenile facility in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Okay, private. Okay, not public. And the more kids they got into that juvenile facility, the more money this company made. So they made a deal with this judge. More people he put in jail, they would give him kickbacks. He put thousands of kids in jail for absolutely no reason and ruined their lives. And your president let him go. It's unbelievable. Kids' lives were ruined because of this guy. I know it personally.
So now when it comes to gatekeeping, we have to learn and know how to do it in a strategic way. We had towns, we had areas, we had a lot of places that we can grow and nurture what we was creating, but it was systematically and purposely destroyed. But we didn't go back and do what other people did to us. And that's what some people are afraid of. We're not even on that type of time. We're not that type of people. And this is why we do what we do in our own community. That frustration that we hold in, that we don't give out to other communities, we hold that pain, we hold that aggression for ourselves. So that's what creates self-hate and self-loathing in some of our people, because they feel what we have is nothing to be cherished because nobody else cherished it. But we have to change that mindset. We had a lot of black towns, a lot of areas, and we know what happened to them. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't go back to doing what we need to do that's for the benefit of our people, our children, and our lineage. Check this out.
The fact that this Klansman even said this lets you know we need to get ourselves together as a race of people.
And racism is a big issue in the United States.
Racism's always going to be a big issue anywhere. You can't have 2 different races or 3 races. You can't have this many people living on one continent with this many different religions, this many different cultures without one trying to step on the other. I mean, that's just common sense.
But you could argue that the Klan is contributing to the problem, no?
No, the Klan ain't contributing to the problem. You can just sit back and let the blacks do their own job. I mean, let them keep killing each other in record numbers. The Klan ain't got to go out and kill blacks no more. We just drop off some liquor in their town and some guns, and they do it themselves. If it was my option, every weekend I would go up to Chicago with a big truck full of whiskey and crack, marijuana, and a ton of guns and bullets, and tell them have at it and just drop it off right in the middle of town. And then go home and watch my Monday morning news and laugh the whole time.
One community, Tulsa.
Right, just Tulsa.
That's it. Y'all had Tulsa, and then y'all go ahead and just mourn y'all one community y'all had. And that's just that's mass media showing us what they wanted us to believe. And that's just not factual. So when we consider Greenwood District, when we consider Bronzeville, Sweet Auburn, that's Atlanta, Georgia, Harlem, New York, Haiti, Durham, North Carolina, U Street Corridor in Washington, D.C., Jackson Ward in Richmond, Virginia, Overtown, Miami, Florida. Pull all of these up. North Nashville, Tennessee, 4th Ward, Houston, Texas, Rondo, St. Paul, Minnesota, Paradise Valley and Black Bottom, Detroit, Michigan, Wilmington, North Carolina, not to mention the Rosewoods, not to mention the things that Central Park is on top of a black tent.
Yeah, look it up. And then you add to that, there are towns, black communities that were just simply flooded over. Like
Lake Lanier.
There you go. That they just filled it in with water and submerged the entire town.
So with that being said and presented to you, don't you think it's time for us to invest in ourselves in that way? If you are a person who has wealth, you should be investing in your community, donating to centers, community centers, service centers, or whatever you need to donate to inside the community that will help the community build, that the people in the community can go to and get loans, investments, to buy homes, to get businesses, and to create things and have ideas. We should have think tanks in our communities. We should have places where children can go to learn science and do projects and create things. You know, when I was in school, and most of y'all can contest to this, when I was in school, we used to have to do mathematics, science, and all that. And if you didn't do it the way they did it, or the way they said you didn't show the work how I wanted you to show the work, then they said your answer was wrong. Think about what if they did that to those 2 little girls who solved the Pythagorean theorem in a different way. What if they told them not to do it that way because they didn't understand the process, or they didn't follow their format to get to the answer? Many of us did a lot of mathematics. I still do it today when it comes to breaking down fractions and doing mixed numbers and doing long division and stuff like that. I do it a totally different way, fast and easy for me, but to them they said it's unexplainable or it's not the traditional, so you shouldn't use it. The answer is the answer, and if you get to an answer in a better or a faster way, then why is that sufficient? This is why you shouldn't have other people controlling your education, especially not the people who enslaved us, or people from other countries who already have their structure and mechanisms of governance, and then they come in here with the ideologies of their government, of their culture, and they're forcing that onto our people. And if we don't follow what they want us to do in our communities from their projection, then it's a problem. Yes, that is a problem. You shouldn't come from someplace else because you've been here for 1 generation or 2 generations and tell us what's the problem in our communities and how to fix it. Let us fix our own problems. That's how everything will get changed. Let us be the educators, the teachers, the professors, the doctors, the police, the fire department, service people in our community, and our community will build itself overnight, just like we came out of slavery, made 100 years of progress in 10 years. It wouldn't take us that long. I say in 3 years, our whole community will be different if we controlled all those mechanisms by a council of our people in our own community. That's a fact. And if we don't do that, you see what we leave our people and our children and our future to. Being with these other groups and other cultures, having them lead or saying that their way is the way that society should go is detrimental to the death of our people, the death of our children, and the ethnocide of our culture. Peace.